This is Support is Sexy, episode 255, and today we're going to talk about one simple word: give. Welcome to Support is Sexy. I'm your host, Elayne Fluker, entrepreneur, author, and founder of Chic Rebellion Media. 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, I interview inspiring women entrepreneurs who share their wins and their lessons to help you take your business and your life to the next level and create something sexy. Here we go. Hi, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Support is Sexy. I'm excited to have you here because it just would not be the same without you. And if you're listening to this episode in real time, at least here in the U.S., it's June 30th and about to go into the holiday weekend for the 4th of July. Even though the holiday is next week, people are celebrating it this weekend. Now, I know the 4th of July isn't typically a holiday about giving. It's about a lot of other things, but giving isn't necessarily one of them. But I want us all to think about this weekend or whenever you're listening to this. What are you giving in your life, in your business, related to your dream? This is something I've been thinking about a lot lately. You know, I say often, if not on the podcast and every other space, I say that I am all about service. I've really decided that, or come to know that this is my purpose, to be of service, to give, to come up with ways to give that really help people and move women in particular forward in different ways. Very clear about that. I know that's the direction I'm supposed to go in. It is the path that I'm walking right now. But I've been thinking a lot more about giving and the fact that giving can look a lot of different ways. It doesn't have to be one way, right? So when I say giving, it's not necessarily giving all of your money away, or if you're in business, giving all of your services away or giving all of your products away. It doesn't have to look like that. Giving can look like showing love to someone who needs it in the moment, or mentoring someone who needs it in the moment. That person could be younger than you. That person could be older than you. Giving could also look like just an encouraging word to someone. I mean, I talk about this sometimes. A thumbs up to somebody when you're out on a run. I literally have done that and received that during runs in the park. It's such a simple gesture. A thumbs up lets people know, one, I see you, and it's just a keep going kind of thing. Now, it might seem like a small thing, but you never know how it's going to change someone's day. Giving a smile, you never know how that's going to shift someone's day. You never know what people are going through. Even if they're going through nothing, a smile could shift your day for the better. Another thing about giving too is that, I know a lot of us, we go through these different stages where you might feel like I have nothing to give. Maybe you're going through a hard time financially or a hard time physically or facing some other things. There is always a way for you to give. And the thing about giving, at least in my experience, the more you give, the more you receive. Now, it may not come back from that person or that project or that company or whoever you're actually giving to, but I do believe that it comes back in one way or another. So I want you to think about what are the ways that you can give, especially if you're in a position of privilege. Now, we don't talk a lot about race on this podcast, but privilege, of course, exists for people of a certain color, or privilege, of course, exists for people of a certain class, especially here in the U.S. and around the world. Privilege exists for people with a certain education. Privilege looks a lot of different ways, not just if you're a white woman or certainly a white man. Privilege looks a lot of different ways. You are privileged to be an able-bodied person. How can you help someone who might be disabled in some way? There are a lot of ways to give from your position of power or privilege. Wherever you are right now, you can find a way to give back to someone who just needs some support. It's not a give out or a handout or a quote-unquote helping hand. How can you offer support to someone either within your circle or otherwise? Can you volunteer somewhere? Can you donate some of your time? Can you donate some of your resources? Is it money that's needed to help someone in a certain way? That's another thing that has evolved for me over time, with this sort of apprehension about either asking for or wanting more money. More money allows me to do more things for other people in addition to allowing myself to have some other experiences. Money is energy. It gives you you more energy, more tools, more resources to do things for yourself and to help other people. So nothing wrong with making money and having money. How can you use your money, though, if you do have access to it, to help other people, to be a giver, to be a cheerful giver, right? You want to give cheerfully, although be aware of giving from an empty cup. Now that's a little bit different, right? It's not to say that you have to have everything before you start giving, but you want to make sure that you are not, especially spiritually depleted or emotionally depleted before you give. I have been in situations, though, where I've given when I wasn't feeling my best self, or if I was going through some other kind of tough time and I went to volunteer. There was a soup kitchen that I used to volunteer every week, every Wednesday when I lived in New York, and that actually replenished me. So think about where you are, the space that you're in. Are you taking care of yourself? Are you giving to yourself? And then how you can give to other people. So this is something that has really been on my mind lately. I actually had another podcast planned to talk about today, but it kept coming up for me. Talk about the benefit of giving, not only for the person who is receiving, but also for you as a giver. Be a cheerful, honest, authentic giver. And trust me, it will come back to you in one way or another. I don't know how. None of us know how, but I believe it will come back to you in one way or another. A cheerful, thoughtful, responsible giver. All right. So thank you so much for listening. Let me know how you're giving or even how you've received over the past few months. You know, we're halfway through the year now. Can't believe it. 2017 is halfway through. Think about how you're going to give throughout the rest of the year, or let me know how you have received this year. You know, you can reach me on social media at Elayne Fluker or at Support is Sexy, or via email elaine@elainefluker.com. I love to hear from you. Okay, so thank you so much for listening. If you are listening to this before the weekend, have a great weekend. If you do celebrate the 4th of July, enjoy your holiday. And until next time, you know what to do. Go out there, be a cheerful giver, and create something sexy. And I'll talk to you soon. Take care.